Hi everyone, it's Laurel Beard here. Want to talk heat tools with you all. Heat guns, embossing guns, whatever you want to refer to them as. I want to talk heat tools to you and tell you which one I use exclusively now. This one is the Wagner Heat Tool. I have had this for, my gosh, 10 years and I adore it. This is the Ranger Heated Tool, which I've had for, I'd say, about 6 months, and it's great for drying watercolors. So this is my heat embossing tool. And this is my tool for drying watercolors. This is my tool for both of them, which is why this is the one that I use exclusively at my desk now. It's staged, I hang it, and I love it. So these are not bad tools. This is the heat gun I have recommended for the last 10 years. It works, it's great, it's strong, it has a precision tip. And I'll link to where you can find this. This might be all you need if you are doing heat embossing. This is a tool from Ranger that's been out for eons. I didn't really know about it, I'll be honest, until like 6 months ago when I found out this tool existed. I was so happy because it dries my watercolor. It's not a strong heat blower, so it's also somewhat quiet. However, this tool does both of those things. So that I have put in my closet in case, God forbid, anything happens to this tool. I want to have a backup, but instead of having both of these housed at my craft desk, I can now just have one. So this is the Wow Embossing Tool. It comes with 2 speeds. You have speed number 1, which basically is this. It dries your watercolors. It puts off a very low amount of heated air, so it's able to dry your watercolor without putting out so much heat where you might warp your card or burn it even. If you keep your heat tool on a piece of paper for any extended period of time, it's going to burn. And the speed number 2 is your heat tool, right? So I'm getting it in both. 2 for 1, a twofer. All right, a couple of other things I like about it is this gives you protection around this tip here. I have burned myself countless times on the tip here. It hurts. So I do love that she has given you this protection around the end so you can't, really, you got to reach your hand in there and you would never do that. So you can't burn yourself. Both of them come with stands, as you can see. You can see the Wow is a little bit smaller, but not by much. It's really not even worth mentioning. So yeah, so that's pretty much what this heat tool is. The fan is up at the top, but that's like that on any heat tool that you have. So you would have to grip your heat tool anywhere below the vents for the fan. Same with the Wagner. The only downside is, and I think this is a downside for whatever heat tool you have, is it's somewhat loud. Here is the sound for setting number 2, or the heat embossing setting. And here is the sound from the Wagner. So I'd say this one is a little bit louder, but not by much, but any heat tool you have is going to be somewhat loud. Now let's try the sound of setting number 1, which is where you would dry your watercolor. And here's the heated tool. Now this one is much quieter. But I feel like this one has more power. So there you go. I don't know. All 3 of these are fantastic, but the way I see it is I would rather have 2 tools in one than have to keep all this hooked up to my desk. They are all great tools. I recommend them all for a lazy purpose. I like this one. I think it's brilliant. She put 2 speeds into one, so I'm able to get everything I need from this one gun. It's lightweight. They both weigh about the same, I feel like, in my hand anyway. And I do love that she put this around the end. That was, I would get that even if this was strictly a heat tool without the level 1 setting, just because of this right here. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. I will put links to all 3 of these down in the description below if you want to read up on it. But if I had to pick one that I'm going to use, it's going to be the Wow Heat Tool. Do you need this to dry your watercolor panels? I didn't know this existed, and I didn't have it to dry my watercolor panels. So I guess I would say no, because for almost 10 years, I didn't even know this was around. but it certainly helps. It's helped speed up the process. And once I've had this, I've always used it. But before I obviously didn't know it was around, I was also fine with not having it. But it's kind of like those seat warmers in your car. Once you get the seat warmers, you can't go back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's it. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.